was a good scat.
No, our scats are getting better.
I think they're getting better, because a couple episodes ago we were like, we need to work on them.
Yeah.
Don't know about you.
We were like, boo 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 boo.
But I've been doing my homework.
We basically sounded like an oregano's, like, before. We're getting back to our roots. Hi, guys.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to Don't Cry Over Spilt Tea. The energy's really good, I feel. Holiday season.
I have my coffee.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Have my Christmas coffee. You know what I've been getting at Starbucks? Re our last episode. So this is my favorite Christmas drink.
Okay.
It is a chai.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it.
So chai latte, iced chai latte.
Okay.
But with a shot of espresso, because chai doesn't really have that much caffeine, and you're not at Starbucks. You're not at Starbucks if you don't want caffeine, okay?
I mean,
so
I can understand a refresher here and there.
Here and there, but even those are still loaded with caffeine. Did you know that?
No.
I'm only going to Starbucks if I'm crawling out of bed that day with a fat to-do list.
Yeah.
So, chai latte, shot of espresso.
It's like Christmas in a cup. Anybody
it
can
is
fight
Christmas
me on
in
that.
a...
Like,
it's 100%.
Yeah.
Christmas in a cup. That's why I get it. So, I usually start doing it when I'm on the back end of my pumpkin spice latte. So, it's a seasonal thing. November is where my chai lattes come in. Shot of espresso, pump of vanilla.
Forget about it.
That's my life hack. Pump of vanilla, because it takes the edge off that chai. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Christmas in a cup.
Yeah.
Amazing.
But anyway, I feel like the energy's been really good lately. Just like people are in good spirits. The holidays are awesome for that reason.
Yes.
Despite all the stresses of like family and money.
Thanksgiving, all of that.
Yeah.
So our goop this week is going to be something that you shouldn't get somebody for a Christmas present.
Yeah.
Because it's ridiculous.
Friday. Like,
even on Black Friday.
Don't fall into this pit.
Right.
So let's spill the tea on our goop. Erin, start us off.
So.
I like this one.
This one's good. This one's funny. This week we're talking about a Tiffany tennis ball can. And when I say Tiffany, so Tiffany and COh has made a...
Baby blue, if that doesn't ring a bell for everybody.
Right. So it's made a tennis ball can to hold all your tennis balls.
All of them.
mean, yeah, so it's pretty long-ish. It could probably hold like 3 tennis balls. And it has the
like
Tiffany and COh. It does look like a tall boy.
Hey.
Yeah.
It's 11 in the morning.
Yeah.
Like, where's your head at?
No, it, yeah, that's telling, Stephanie. Yeah, it basically looks like a silver Four Loko. And priced at $1,500. So if you ever had a reason to spend $1,500 on something stupid, here we go.
It's just, I mean, I get it. Like, luxury items, whatever. But I think me and Erin stand firm on the fact that, like, even if we were swimming in cash, would not buy this. Even if we were like...
Exactly.
Do tennis people have caddy? Like, if I worked for Serena Williams, I still wouldn't be like, you need this.
Right. Yeah, that's usually my radar for goop, is if I was Bill Gates, I still wouldn't ever buy this. Or be like, damn, you know what I don't have?
But even if I liked tennis, I wouldn't.
Right. No, same. And I don't play tennis or any other sport, but I just feel it's important to be like, if I ever had $1,500 to spare, it just wouldn't ever be on this. I don't understand.
Here's my thing about it. Like, you can, okay, luxury's like meant to be lived in. Like, fine. Like, people buy it, they want to like have it, whatever. But you still can't like stop life from happening with luxury items. So, my point being, like, dogs.
Yeah, I just don't think that somebody that rich maybe cares. But you're right. I mean, what if somebody's buying this? Here's what's scary to me. Talk about frightening, is if someone's saving up for this. Because sometimes, we always assume that the goopy items are bought by people who are rich, but maybe they're not. Maybe they're bought by people who genuinely are inspired by the sight of a Tiffany and COh tennis ball holder.
And tennis is kind of bougie, too.
Tennis is bougie. Tennis is kind of a rich person sport. So is hockey and, like, badminton. How do you say badminton?
No, it's not
Is the N silent?
Oh, yeah.
Badminton.
Mitten.
That's what it is. Yeah, badminton.
It's kind of like February. Like, you should say February, but
nobody does.
Nobody cares. Yeah.
Also, can I tell you really quick, the biggest pet peeve of mine ever is people who say birthday cake?
No, nobody says that.
No, like, is it your birthday?
No, nobody says that.
No,
No, you know what
I'm not about to name
more?
names.
Picture. When they're talking about a picture. That one.
But see, that's all in the same, it's the same person. Anybody who's saying picture is also saying birthday.
There's another one, too.
But anyway, I digress.
Picture makes me so mad.
It makes my skin
Like,
crawl.
I would love a picture.
I just think, I'm like, of tea. Okay, we're different. I just think, here's my thing with it also. I don't know where Tiffany and COh
right,
was
like, stay in your lane.
Yeah, I don't know where they were like, you know what we should do next? You know what? We should actually get into the tennis industry. I think it's weird that they were like, that should be our next leap.
I have to disagree. I don't think it's weird because the brand is recognized. You know, you see people like fucking Supreme and Coach making random shit because the brand name carries it.
Yeah,
like, they can make whatever.
And actually, now that I'm reflecting on it, maybe it's more in the same lane because the same people who were buying a ton of Tiffany jewelry, chances are they play tennis, right? Kind of just that realm, like, you know, the moms and like the white skirts. Maybe it's a little bit more relatable than I'm thinking. Yeah. And hey, I don't have anything wrong with Tiffany. I have a Tiffany item or two, but can I tell you what I don't have?
Quite hot at a time. Kind of when the Juicy Couture necklace, the heart, was in.
Yeah.
I feel like Tiffany.
But Tiffany is like, whether or not it was in at a certain time, it's still a classic staple.
Yeah.
But I will say, not for tennis ball cans. No. Not for tennis ball cans. And that's where we're putting the line in the sand with that one, or you know, the line on the tennis court.
Check out our Instagram because this one's just,
you know, if you would buy this, let us know, and let us know why you would buy it, and just what do your bank statements look like?
Because I'm gonna skip the how and go straight to why.
Yeah, like we said, $1,500 is a chunk of cash. Like it's not $20. It's not $50. It's not $100.
Like a portion of my FAFSA reimbursement. Anyway.
Yes.
So I have to think like that, you know? Rational consumer over here.
Rational consumer. Cheers to that.
Oh, yeah.
So, very goop, very over the top. And I just feel like this would come with a can of LaCroix and like...
Oh, yeah. That's what they start you off
complex.
With. Yeah. LaCroix fit in there. Oh.
Yeah.
Imagine somebody just using that as like their LaCroix holder. I could see it. Or like a really posh lunchbox.
Yeah. True,
like
I could see that too.
My lunch vessel.
I could see that too. Or like a clutch on a night out.
Anyway. So very goop. Like, even on Black Friday, don't go there.
Yeah, I don't care if this is on sale. Don't buy it. Okay? Black Friday, spend your money elsewhere. How was your Black Friday, by the way?
Black Friday was fun. Black Friday was great. I had like 6 different tabs open on my computer. I had a couple things in every fucking... cart
domain. I feel like, I'm glad you had a fun Black Friday because I had a miserable Black Friday. I spent all of my money.
I know, and you know what, so did I. And I went to Fashion Square, which is like my first wrong. Like,
yeah, for anybody who's listening that doesn't live in Arizona, that's like the one and only pop-in mall. Yeah. It is the mecca of all things amazing.
So I go to like all these stores, I buy all this shit, get a lot of Christmas shopping done, and I walk past Lush. And for those of you who don't know what Lush is, it's like handmade cosmetics. They're fucking amazing in every shape and form.
If you can maybe eat it and also put it on your face, I'm down.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm down.
It's just like the best. Anyway, so I've spent all my money. I see Lush. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like about to go. No, I know. I'm just like, God, whatever sale they have, like take my fucking money. Like I'm done.
Yeah.
I go in. I ask the lady, I'm like, all right, like lay it on me. What's the Black Friday deal? She goes, oh, we just released a couple new products today. I looked right at her and I said, thank you so much. And I walked out the door. Like, it was extremely helpful.
No, that's a real thing. I think I almost get weirdly, just like what you said, I get weirdly comforted by my favorite stores not having any good Black Friday deals because I'm like, goodbye. I don't want to see, let me just tell you this, my December credit card statement is always the worst. Yeah. Because, I don't know, I was telling you this though, we talked on Black Friday, because I always check in with all my friends on Black Friday just to see how they're doing, see if they need a shoulder to cry on, like whatever. And when we talked, it's always the predicament, right? You want to be smart. I do all my Christmas shopping on Black Friday, and I always think that that's me being smart and getting everything that I would get maybe 3 to 4 weeks later, but just on sale.
That's the worst.
But it still kills me because you know you're shopping and you're like, wow, that would be amazing for another person, but it would also be amazing for me. So then I am buying, I'm buying 2 of everything, one for myself and one for the person.
So much shit for myself.
Yeah, I'm like, really? I didn't need a toolkit, but here I am with one. Because if I'm getting my stepdad a present, oh, guess what? I'm getting myself one too.
Yeah.
Because that's for some reason, that's my mentality. I buy a ton of things I just don't need. I buy things that I would never wear.
Yep.
I buy things I would never use ever.
It makes you question your style.
Yeah. I'm buying myself stuff for like an apartment that I don't even have yet. Okay? I'm like, really? That's like so crazy. I do need
it. Baby you don't.
Yeah. I'm like, I do need a pastel toaster.
Oh
of
my
course
God.
I do.
That sounds cute.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, I couldn't agree more. I was on like Express's website and I had a diamond puka shell necklace in my cart, and I was like, this is so me.
It's like you want it because it's on sale.
Yeah.
And you want it because you know you're getting it for cheaper. Dude, you would look terrible in puka shells.
No, and I just thought with the gold accents, I would make it work sometime.
Yeah, and I almost feel like that's worse. If you're going to wear a puka shell, just go full Blue Crush and just do the puka shell.
No.
Like, you don't need the gold.
Well, thank God I didn't buy it. But
right.
Anyway, I'm just saying, like, I get so into it. I'm just like, who am I? What's my identity? And
yeah.
I was so tired from online shopping that I fell asleep, woke up, opened my laptop the next morning, and the website said, oops, there's no such thing as Black Saturday. I was like, thank you. Thank you.
I know. Oops. Oops. And you know, I think that's a good point. I feel like on Black Friday, I'm the same. I just am picking up things that I just don't need, don't want, whatever.
Yeah.
And I know what you mean about, like, questioning your identity. It's like, why was that even in my cart?
Right.
Why was that even, like, I don't know. I just feel like I end up.
And the biggest reflection of that is, like, when you're waiting in line and you're looking down at what's in your hand.
Yeah, and you're like, what is fuck? All of this, and who drugged me and, like, dragged me around the store and made me pick all these things up? Who was that? Who was that? Yeah.
And I'm just, like, low-key putting
it's
things
the inner
back
me.
on the
it's
little
the
shelves.
Inner me. It's the little Black Friday me. It's like, you know in the Lizzie McGuire show how there's, like, Lizzie and then there's, like, Lizzie, the cartoon.
Oh, the
who's
first
always
emoji.
Like, Mom! Yeah, that's, like, my Black Friday me, who's, like, running around picking up mustard colored frayed jeans. I'm like, okay, goodbye. It's not the 70s. Except for I do think I would have looked kind of cute in the 70s.
I mean, I could see you doing very well in the 70s.
Me too. Except for that, I don't do drugs.
And you know what?
But you know what? I don't think that was a requirement. You can't live in the
80s because you don't like moonwalking and coke. You know what I mean? Like, you can.
You're right. That's a good point. Okay. No, I think I would have. I think I would have thrived in the 70s.
Maybe your decade of dreams.
I don't know. I think
and by decade of dreams, I mean like
the decade you think I would thrive in the most.
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know if it's the 70s though. If we're getting into like what one I think I would holistically thrive in the most. I don't know. What do you think you would?
What decade? Me to go first?
Yeah.
I mean, I've thought about this.
Okay.
Honestly, for me, I'm gonna kick it way back to like, I hate to be so broad, but like 50s, 60s. 50s, 60s.
50s, 60s. Okay.
50s, 60s.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And it's not reflective of, like, my style, per se. I mean, kind of.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Really.
I feel like everybody has a style one, and then everybody has, like, actually where they think they would have, like, been the happiest or, like, lived the best, maybe? Yeah.
Okay. I'm honestly gonna say that, and here's why. I, like, the type of person that I am, if you know me, I'm, like, it gives me like life to take care of things. Like it makes me like before I was in a relationship, like I hate to say I felt lost because I'm not codependent. I just get a lot of joy from like doing things for others.
You do. You make me a lot of breakfast.
Well, it's like
true. No, you do.
When we lived in Flag and it would snow, obviously, like, we'd have to let the car warm up, so I'd, like, lay out my boyfriend's clothes, and then I'd run out and, like, start the car, like, 15 minutes before he left. Like, that just gives me, like, pure joy.
God.
That makes me so happy.
I want to date you.
I mean.
Ting!
Yeah. Anyway, but that being said, I'm kind of just, like, a taking caregiver, like, homebody kind of thing. It's just a simpler time where people aren't, like, now where it's, like, experiences and, like, jet setting and, like, luxury. Yeah. Like, I am, like, a person that likes to...
Yeah. The little things. I think that would have been it, but what about, like, all the political stuff happening in the 60s? Well, the
political thing, I was going to touch on that. I feel like it was a time where, like, people really had to come together and, like, make sacrifices as a whole.
Yeah.
I really like that. I think that's cool. And I just like the thing where there wasn't so much technology and, like, if you said you were going to, like, have coffee at 3, like, you're there at 3. And, you know, people weren't getting, like, to-go coffees. Like, you, like, sat down and had, like, an actual porcelain, like, cup.
That's a very good point. I think there's parts of that I would definitely agree with, but I feel like that actually applies to any decade basically before the 21st century.
Yeah. Simple vibes.
What would you say for your style one? Because I would never put you in the 50s or 60s for your style. I'm going to hit you with the 90s for your style. And maybe me too.
Yeah.
Actually, no. Definitely the 80s for me.
Yeah, you're more 80s for sure.
I would say late 80s, early 90s.
I'm going to say 90s for me.
I'm going to say 90s for you, too.
I'm kind of a mixed bag with style.
I don't know. I feel like I would agree with yours. I could see you in the 70s a little bit, too. I would say, what do you think about for me?
Oh, I would be a train wreck in the 70s.
What
would yours be? Decade of dreams.
I would say mine would be the 80s.
Okay.
I don't know why I think I had a past life in the 80s. I feel so nostalgic it's weird how, like, when I see movies that are from the 80s, or, like, even things that depict the 80s, or, like, I would say early 90s, too. So maybe 80 to, like, 93. I don't know why I feel like I lived it. Like, I'm so into...
I feel like
neon, like the weird marriage between neons and pastels. Yeah. I just simply love. I love that everybody looked like they were
MTV, like in the 80s.
Yes, that's my actual dream.
Like,
and
OG
I think
MTV.
Yeah, I would love to work for MTV. I would love to have like a clear landline. I would love, you know what I mean? I would love to have like those weird abstract paintings of like kind of a sunset and like terracotta all over my house.
Yeah, like a pink
and like
and
white
green
couches.
Room.
Yeah,
yes.
like that mint. Yes. I'm just into it. I think the 80s were cool. And I think I would say that for my style right now, at least. And then also, like, I love chunky hoops, like little chunky hoops. That's so 80s. I think also, though, for like my personality, I think I'd be interested to hear what people listening, like, where they think that they'd fall into, and why, too, because I think why is always a cool question. I think the reason the 80s for me is, like you said, simpler time.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm really, I'm into technology because I think everybody has to be into technology if you're in our generation. It's kind of like it goes hand in hand. You don't have a choice. But I think back then it would have been really cool to just...
slowly dive on in.
Yeah,
and that's
slowly
kind of
dive on in.
Going back to, like, the 50s and 60s, like... just getting, like, broken off of pieces of technology before everything is
but the 80s had so much more than even the 50s and the 60s. So I'm talking, I'm still down to boogie to MTV when MTV has actual music on the channel.
Well, exactly.
Like, that's what I'm talking about, I think, the 80s for me, because it's kind of that hybrid between not too long ago, but long enough ago to still feel like people had that genuineness about them that I think we're kind of losing.
I agree. Now we just miss out on so much life because there's so many screens and everything's so automated. Like, I would have actually liked to, I don't know, do stuff a little bit more organically. Yeah. I
will say I get my news from Twitter because I do believe that nowadays it actually is the most up-to-date. Oh, now, is it fact-checked? Probably not. But just to know when events have happened, it's on there right away. So it's pretty current.
Follows like all of her favorite like politicians and news shows
and stuff on Twitter,
like
or even just Twitter moments though, is like what's happening in the world right now. Always.
Right. Yeah. And it's nice that they have that section and it's not just like a fuck all like tweets.
Yeah,
you
like
know
people's
what I mean?
diaries.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, I think
also the funniest social media.
The funniest.
Hey,
threads. The funniest. My favorite. I have a couple favorite memes right now. The one that's like, or not memes, but like trends going on. The one that's like a sentence and then it's like, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it. And then it's like, no, the funniest one is it's like a girl and she says, tell him you're fine. And then it's like, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it. It's just funny because, and that is the funniest thing. It's kind of the new version of the Kermit meme, which was like my favorite meme for the longest time.
That's so funny.
The Kermit meme is so funny. I got drunk last weekend and was doing the Kermit meme with my sister and we were like, saying the thing and then like we both had these blankets around our laps and we were like throwing the blanket over our head and being like the other Kermit that has the hood on.
Oh my god.
If anybody was ever curious with what I do on my weekends.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the technology conversation is interesting because we both chose decades where that wasn't really a thing. Maybe just because they were decades that we weren't alive and we're kind of part of that first generation.
Well, and also like weren't there. I mean, we don't really have an option where there's much more, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess I'm just saying, you know, we didn't choose the 2000s or even like the 90s. I would choose the 90s if it were the early 90s. I think the late 90s kind of fell off. But for me personally, I don't know. I just think...
Well, and it makes you think of that Black Mirror episode.
Yeah.
You guys.
Mirror. Yeah, Black Mirror, by the way, for anybody who hasn't seen that.
Woke as fuck.
Yeah, crazy show. Like, very crazy show. I think...
Kind of daunting.
I think probably some of the most intelligent people in the world and most, like, have their pulse on society are writing Black Mirror.
No, me too.
Like, because every episode's... Well, not every episode, but they have, like, a team of writers and they're written by different people. And when the show first came out, every episode was written by a different person.
But this one is just like the San Junipero episode. So basically in this episode, people who are near death... They're able to
go back to
put their mind, basically make their soul be alive in the decade that they feel was their favorite, or
that they kind of thrived in. Yeah, exactly.
So cool.
Well, I wonder if in the episode do they get to choose that? I think they do, right?
Yeah, but
because she like bounces around to different generations.
Yeah.
They're like, maybe you'll find her in the 90s. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah. That's really interesting to me. And I think what's interesting about Black Mirror is kind of tying on to the technology stuff we were talking about is I always think to myself, I'm the kind of person, most people are like, I can't binge watch that show. Like, oh my God, I gotta watch like one episode a week. No, I'm like a messed up person. I can binge watch that. I watched season 4 in 2 days. God. Wasn't doing a lot.
It's so good.
It's such a good show. And it really is so thought-provoking to me. Like, I wonder, I always think to myself, I wonder which one of these episodes is gonna come first. Because I truly believe almost all of them are gonna happen. By the way, if you've never seen Black Mirror, we're spoiling a couple episodes.
Spoiling that one.
But the dating app episode, that I think is absolutely genius and could see that right around the corner. Yeah. Also, the like Star Trek-y episode, the whole like people's like consciousness getting stuck into virtual reality.
Oh yeah.
Very probably on the cusp as well. It's just interesting because I feel like in our lifetime alone, we've seen so much development in technology in such a condensed amount of time.
Yeah.
And that's what bothers me on a personal note. I get a lot of, I don't know if you do, I'm sure a lot of people in our generation do. I get a lot of people saying that we're on our phones all the time and, you know, we're addicted to them and blah, 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 and this and that.
We're going to have, like, carpal tunnel, everybody in our generation.
Which we I wouldn't be surprised. Honestly, we are the guinea pigs of technology, if you think about it.
Oh, for sure.
You know, at least of cell phones and those devices. But what my bone to pick with that whole argument is, are we on our phones all the time? Yes, absolutely. I'm never going to deny that. But everything is in our phones these days. Right. So here's my argument. What's to say that when I'm on my phone, my mom always says that. She's always like, stop texting. I'm like, I'm not texting. I'm using my calculator. I'm banking. Checking my, I'm banking. I'm paying my bills. I'm
reading work emails.
Reading work emails. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Like, there's all these different things. I'm setting my alarm to wake up tomorrow. Like, there's all these different things that we do that are in these devices that almost require us to be attached. I'm actually not even on social media that often. I'm, doing any one of those things I just mentioned. So it's like, I told you the story at work where it's like, if I'm on my phone at work, it's because I'm using the calculator or because I'm looking at my calendar or because I'm answering an email. Like, it's stuff that pertains to work. So I just wonder, I would love to ask somebody who's older, well, how often were you doing all those things combined? Right. When you go open a bank account nowadays, they don't give you a checkbook because they expect you to use your app. Yeah. So if I'm balancing my checkbook on my phone, I bet you if I asked, one of my aunts or one of my uncles or something like that, hey, how much time in your whole life have you combined? You were all of these things, reading your email, using your calendar, using your alarms, using your calculator, balancing your checkbook, blah, 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 and conversing with people, and setting up meetings with people and doing that. I bet you would have been on your phone all the time too, if all of those things were in one device.
Which is scary because it makes you think like this little thing, like a phone, could like crush you if it wasn't there.
And it controls your life.
Yeah. It's crazy. My boyfriend tried to cancel an email account and Google was like, this is all the data that you're going to lose. And it was just like all this crazy. It was crazy. It was just like bank passwords.
You mean like he just didn't want that email anymore? And oh my God.
All the data that Google had on him, and this was just like, all of this is gone. You won't have access to any of these like passwords, fucking like accounts, like all of this stuff. It was crazy because so much of what we do, we log in through our email. Yeah. So it's like all of this data will be lost. It's just like, wow, the cloud. Wow.
See, this is why I'm saying my preferred decade would be something with like none of this.
No cloud.
None of that. I'm like, I don't need the cloud. Don't put me in the sky. I don't want it. Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't want that. And also I think, the cool thing about the 80s is, like I said, is you'd still get, like, a piece of the fun part of... Like, you get, like, the upsides of technology and, like, not the downsides.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're talking, like, pre-Patriot Act. Just chilling. Everybody's just bopping. But you're not...
I love, like, the music scene would be awesome. Like, when going out is, like, special and you're not just, like, bar hopping. It's, like, you don't go out that often. Like, I miss looking forward to things.
You go out to dance. And when you haven't been texting or FaceTiming or calling people all day, you're so excited to see your friends that you're, like...
That's why I go back to a much simpler time.
I wish I could say I thrived in that era, but I just think I have too big of a mouth. I don't know if like people... I don't know why. I just don't know if I would have vibed in that era. Also, I can't cook, so that's another thing. I don't think there's anything cute about like... like I can't cook, I can't clean. Actually, I don't even know why I said that. I'm an amazing cleaner. I could organize anybody's closet.
Just come back with me, invent Google, and like everything will be fine.
Exactly. I actually haven't had a closet that wasn't color coordinated since like 2012.
Reggie Biff
so,
for days.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Reggie Biff for days. Yeah, no, I can't cook. I don't think they would have been. And I hate to chalk it up.
They wouldn't have accepted you.
Well, I hate to chalk it up to that, but boy, it feels that way. I mean, if I was a housewife, I just don't know how much I could offer. I'd raise really cool kids, but like they wouldn't eat. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And Star Wars wouldn't have been out. Harry Potter wouldn't have been out.
Exactly.
I mean, it just kind of would have been like...
All my best attributes would have made no sense. You know what I'm saying? And video games didn't exist, so I can't do it. Dude, 80s video games? Get me on an Atari, okay?
Yeah.
Okay?
Call me Atari.
Buy me... Yeah. My name is Atari.
I would just want my kids to, like, actually grow up with when Winnie the Pooh started. Like, how fucking amazing would that be?
When did Winnie the Pooh start?
Like, in that time.
In what time? Like, the 80s or the 50s?
No,
Winnie's old.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Christopher Robin vibes.
Yeah.
That's definitely like a 1950s name.
Yeah.
Christopher Robin.
Yeah.
So cute.
But I just think, like, I don't know. To this day, I'm just like, my kids will watch Pooh. Like, all the Poos.
Oh my god.
All
of course
the
your kids will
movies,
and
like
your kids
everything.
are gonna watch Pooh next to my kids. Do you want to hear a whack story?
Mm-hmm.
When I was little, I was obsessed with Winnie the Pooh, and I had a Winnie the Pooh. I like carried him everywhere, whatever. Pretty cute, but this story's not that cute. So my mom was like doing something one day, and I was sitting in front of our TV watching Winnie the Pooh, and you know how he like dips his hand in the honey and eats like a weird amount of honey?
With, like, no fingers.
Yeah, he's always like, honey.
Furby.
Yeah, he's super cute. He's super cool, and I love Pooh. So I loved Pooh so much so that I was like, I have to be doing the same thing. But I went into the kitchen. No, this is not cute, and like may or may not be why my cholesterol's high. So I went in the kitchen, and we had this like, I can't believe it's not butter tub. And I would, but I thought, okay, so he had honey, but I didn't understand that, like, that wasn't honey. So I just, like, went in and got that, anything that looked like a tub. And I was eating butter out of the tub. And I can't remember if my mom told me the story.
And you also
or my sister told me.
It's not butter.
Yeah, no, can't believe it's not butter. Yeah. And so whoever it was that told me this story, like... Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Whoever it was that told me the story, I was like, came out and stopped me and was like, no, and I was like, yeah, like being Pooh. So there you go.
Anyway, I honestly feel like we should have. I hate to say this on the podcast because I just like can't invite you all, but like a decade party, but not one decade. Like everybody just dresses in the decade that like is their favorite.
Oh my gosh, I love
a decade
that
of
idea.
dreams party. That'd
And
be
you
so
know,
fun.
I'm like gonna borrow someone's convertible for mine.
Convertible?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's 80s.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna like roll up in a convertible.
But it needs to be like Barney purple.
Or like white.
Yeah, or like
Yeah.
monochromatic.
And Heaven is a Place on Earth by Belinda Carlisle will be bumping. Such a tune.
Dude, you
Such
know what
a
else?
tune.
Having a wedding in the 80s would have been like amazing.
Oh really? I think that would have been the one part of the 80s I would have actively avoided.
I mean, the dress would suck. Right?
The dress would be, and all your bridesmaids would be hideous.
Go back to the wedding singer.
The wedding singer,
Yeah.
yeah, but like the puffy shoulder pads, no. That's
just
one
feel
thing
like
I would have
the
loved in
music,
the 80s.
Like I would have loved to just like be in a club in the 80s, like you know.
But see, yeah, you could be in a club without being like at a wedding.
Okay, that's true.
There's certain things about the 80s I definitely leave behind.
Yeah.
But like I said, the fact that you said that you could see me working at MTV in the 80s just like made my whole life.
Right?
I mean, that's really simply my dream. I think I had a past life in the 80s, I really do. And I think you maybe had a past life in the 50s. I also feel like I had a past life in Russia. Just saying.
All right.
Yeah.
I just feel like I could just see myself with like the rolled curls and like decked out in an emerald jumpsuit and like yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I'm just like and like kissing my sailor husband like peace.
Yeah, amazing. See you in a little bit. I'll have the crock pot on when you're home.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway,
definitely a you thing.
I think the bottom line is just like a simpler time where like we actually valued seeing people doing things and like actually got excited for shit. Like
I know. We got to get back to that. We got to really get back. We got to get back to that in a way that can still incorporate the unavoidable of now, which is technology. I think there is a way to still use and engage in technology without being a total vegetable.
Yeah.
You guys, I want to hear what decades you would want to live in.
Seriously.
We've been getting a lot of DMs, and we're so excited about people engaging with the podcast. So let us know what decade you would have lived in, laughed in. I sound like
Max.
I sound like a fucking Ross holiday card. But yeah.
Anyway.
So yeah, let us know what you think of the goop. Let us know about the decade, and maybe, share some tips about how people can engage with technology these days, but not feel like they're losing themselves. Because I want to know.
Absolutely.
I'm really interested in that.
Not giving.
And we're here to learn.
Mirror. Yeah, always.
Again, send us any questions you have or anything you want us to talk about on the podcast, anything you think would be funny or engaging or interesting. We have tons of ideas, but we want to hear yours too. So hang up your cups. Wash them, rinse them. Don't you dare sip out of a dirty cup. And
don't you dare cry over spilled tea.
Don't you dare cry. No tears. We'll see you next time.
Bye.